Hi guys, this video will be a review and demo on Dashboard Beauty nail drill bits that I got sent from the company. They reached out and wanted me to test out their product as well as do a review on their product. And this will also be a polygel fill from a previous video, and I'll link that below. It is the nails I have on. So it comes in this really pretty blue box, and as you guys know, my favorite color is blue, so this is such a cute little box with the information behind it as well as their social media. And each of the nail bits has a little snug space for them to go in, and it also comes with their little thank you notes as well as more information in there. And the first one I'm going to pull out is supposed to be for the cuticle, so it is good for prepping and getting your cuticle area clean on the nails. The clip that I used this on my hands for some reason got erased and I did not show it, but I will show it on a mannequin hand how you would use it. And as long as you use it very, very low and very gentle with no pressure, you will not do any damage to the nail. Now the next one that we will be looking into, this bit, I recommend this for a little bit more of people that know how to use their electric files or bits, just because of the ending of it. It's not a safety bit, so it doesn't have the round part of it, but this is great for practicing with. It works really nice. It smooths the nail and it helps you shape the nail and get rid of any imperfections in the nail. Now this one I would say is the bullet one, and this one is great for removing no chip polish on acrylic gel or polygel, as well as great for removing any artificial nails. And this is how my nails look after 3.5 weeks, close to 4, of having these nails on. I did my right side already out of the camera, so I got to experience the nail bits a little bit, and then my left hand needs to be done, and you can see the outgrowth of these nails and the shape. It is not nice at all. It's tear down and wear down a little bit. So I'm going to get into the fill of these polygels. Now the first thing I'll be doing is pushing back my cuticles with the straight cuticle pusher, and after I push back, I am going to go in with their bullet nail bit to clean it off and get rid of the bulk and how the apex extended out first. Excuse me. And then after that is when I would go in with the cuticle nail bits, but I didn't capture that on camera like I previously said, but I'll show you a demo towards the end as well. And I really do like this cuticle bit. This one's from Sally's Beauty Supply. It's really good at pushing the cuticles back really nicely, and this is the nail bit now that I'm using. This nail bit is really, really good because it takes off a lot of your work for you. I know it looks like I'm going back and forth rocking, but I'm not. I always lift my nail bits. You never want to keep the nail bits on the nail bit, because no matter what brand it is, you're going to feel some sort of heat or some sort of friction. So you want to prevent that by always lifting the nail bit. Even if it looks like you're going back and forth, you always want to be lifting it. And I just debulk it. I take rid of where the apex is now because I want to make a new apex, so I want to get rid of as much as I can. It is also amazing for shaping. As you can see, it takes a chunk of the free edge off, and it makes it so much easier for you than to sit there and file. So that is what I liked about this bit. It's really, really good to help me minimize my filing time. And like I previously said, it's good for taking off no chips. It's good for lowering acrylics, gels, and polygels. And I didn't have the clip of me going in with the cuticle bit, but after I do that, I cleanse my nails, and then after that I will put on the base coat for my polygel. The brand I'm using is Y.E.D, and I'm just going to put a very thin layer of this on before applying the polygel. And that is exactly how I do my polygel fill-ins, guys. I simply prep them just like I'm going to do an acrylic set. I put a base. With acrylic you put a primer. And I'm doing the number 8 Y.E.D glitter polygel, which is my favorite one of that. And I do have a review video on these gels as well. That will be down below. And I try to put a very small amount because it's only to do the fill. So I don't want to get too crazy close, but if for some reason I do too much polygel, I can always use my bullet nail bit to shred a lot of that off, to just remove a ton of that product, so I don't have to sit there with my file. I can simply use the nail bit and it'll help me reduce a ton of work. So I simply just pat it down, clean it off, and bring it down and try to do a nice apex, nothing too crazy, but enough to be strong for a few weeks. Okay, now we're going to move on to the next bit, and this bit is great for cleaning up after you apply your product. So if you applied polygel, acrylic, or gel, whatever product you applied on top, this is amazing for cleaning up because it removes product, but it doesn't remove it in chunks. It doesn't remove it in a ton of layers, so that way you have full control of the nail bit. It smooths really nice the nail plate and it cleans it off, which I really do like. And I didn't feel any heat. I mean, I always lift my nail bits because that will definitely be a reason to produce heat or any uncomfortableness, but I didn't really feel any heat or anything from them if you use correctly. And also I got really close to the cuticle, and it works really nice to help reduce that layer. But like I said, if you're a beginner, you might want to start with the safety one. But even if you try with this on your own hands, that's the best way to practice. That way you know how far you can go, how close you can go. So that is really something to look into. Then I grab my Sally's Beauty nail file and I just file off the sidewalls. I do go off camera, that is why I don't show everything. And after filing that, this is the outcome after doing a really nice top coat on the nails. And I really did like the polygel. They work great. The filing tips saved me so much more time. I feel like because the ones I had, not only were they already needed to be replaced, but I felt like these worked really nice with polygel. And gel. They just made everything so smooth and really quick. So this is how I used this specific nail bit on my finger. Now, this works great for starting from scratch because it is a longer rod, so that way you could put it completely flat, and I'm showing you it does not scratch you or cut you if you use the proper amount. My RPM is really low. I rather take my time and work with very low RPMs than hurry up and just rush to it. So this is great for using on the natural nail, very gently, barely any pressure. And I'm just taking the shine off of the nails. Now, when you use this on a nail bit that's grown out, it is a little bit different to work with. You don't lay it completely flat because you want to get into the cuticle, but also you don't lift it up. I'm showing you here, if I'm working on a fill, I want to just make sure that the tip of the nail bit is flat so that you don't dig in your nail. If you do dig and you go upwards like this, you're going to be drilling holes in your nail. So you always want to lay it flat or as flat as possible to clean it. But it's best to debulk the nail first, then go in with this nail bit to clean off your cuticle, and then proceed with the other steps. So I'm just showing you, I freshly did this set. So for some reason, I always find it harder to remove gel polish or gel manicures as soon as I do them. Like there's clients that I've had where I've done their full set of nails, of gel nails, and they didn't like the color and they told me towards the end, so I had to fully remove the nails, and it seemed a little bit tougher to remove that. But even so, this is super fresh. I did 2 layers of color and then the top coat, as well as it has a pink gel base underneath to protect the nail, just like I would do no chip on top of any enhancement. And it is doing very good. It is removing everything. Like I said, my RPM is a lot slower. You can definitely work a lot faster if you choose, but I've always preferred to have my RPM very slow and just take my time with it, and it still removed really fast. Now moving on to my next bit. This next bit is a lot finer grit, so it's great for the end product or to be able to get the product ready for a fill or anything like that. So I do love that it is a straight tap because I can get really close to the cuticle and it cleans it off really nicely. And look at how fast it's smoothing out the nail. It's cleaning it off, getting it prepped and ready for a different color. So this is a great way to get your client's color change for no chip polishes. So I will leave the link for these nail tips as well as a coupon code. And I wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching, and I see you on my next video.